We're back on set here, and as promised, we have another one of the interesting animals that we have as we are continuing to commemorate Zoo Week. And with us this morning is Charlene Khan and a very, very special guest, a Scarlet Ibis. So let's take a look at that right now.
Yeah, listen, I am standing here and I'm scared. Good morning, Charlene, and good morning to the Scarlet Ibis.
Good morning.
By the way, Charlene Khan, she said that if I move too suddenly or go too close, it might peck me in my face.
Well, it is a wild animal. It's one of our animal ambassadors, which is very unique to have one of our national birds as an animal ambassador. So we use it for education at the zoo, where kids could come and learn about this bird, goes to school. So it's all about raising awareness of our very own national bird.
Yeah.
And it's wild, so it behaves like a wild bird, yes. So it has that long curved beak, so I just don't want it nickname Birdie to peck you. But it's pretty fine, it's used to us. It's a juvenile, a young adult, I should say. So it's pretty used to staff that's handling it. That's why it's so calm with me and doing pretty well so far.
Yeah, it's...
But not too comfortable with other people?
It warms up to others,
I
yeah.
see, yeah.
Well, I don't know if it would warm up to me at any point in time.
I think you're fine because it's so comfortable right now. Birdie,
really?
I think Birdie's enjoying the set.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great. Yesterday we had two macaws on and they were really having a good time as well. So Scarlet Ibis is our national bird. So
yes.
when children come to visit, what do you tell them about our national bird?
Well, most of all, it's protected. They are found by the thousands in the Carney Swamp area. They live in wetlands and mudflats. In our very own Carney Swamp, they nest, they roost, and they breed. They feed there. Now, they live in large flocks, as I say, and it's very important to know they are protected. Hunting of this animal, unfortunately, still continues sometimes. So it's very important to have an ambassador to raise awareness, to show, no kisses on TV, to raise awareness to show that how important it is to protect our national bird.
Why would people hunt this animal?
I mean, I have my opinions, but let's actually...
Well, sometimes it's known that people hunt them for food, which is illegal, of course. And now the Scarlet Ibis is now an environmentally sensitive species, an ESS, so meaning that locally it now has added protection. So there's increased fines, increased penalties if you are caught with Scarlet Ibis or any part of an ibis.
Yeah, and recently I did see a post on social media from the Ministry of Agriculture about people with Scarlet Ibis meat, and you're thinking this is our national bird.
He's enjoying the segment.
Really? Yeah. And probably he's getting upset with me.
No, he's fine. He's quite comfortable,
okay.
Yeah. So he's stretching those beautiful red feathers they're known for.
They are amazing. Yeah, so, and he was talking about it, and you know, people, cardiacs are important. Why would somebody do that? And
we do have regulations, legislation in place, and sometimes persons are known to break those, including laws concerning hunting of animals. But it's very important to know that we need to protect species and follow regulations in order to protect populations in the wild. And of course, have respect for our very own national jewel, the Scarlet Ibis.
Is currently the only place in Trinidad that we would find it?
Oh no, so the Scarlet Ibis are found in different wetlands and mudflats. Carney is just the popular, and they're found by the thousands there. But they're also found in South and Central America mainly.
Yeah, somebody just messaged to say that they went to Suriname and French Guiana.
Yes.
And they saw a lot of the Scarlet Ibis there. Now, this is a wild bird, as you said.
Yes.
It's at the zoo. How do you care and treat for it?
Well, this one in particular, we have been taking care of it since it was young, very young, to be an ambassador. So we work with it every day, condition it, let it get used to staff, handling it, and all of that. There's a vet that looks after all the animals at the zoo, including this one. So this one gets a little bit more attention than the others, meaning that we use it for education. So, but we do daily checkups on our animals and make sure their welfare is at its best.
I don't like how it's looking at me.
It's so comfortable right now, I can tell by the behavior.
Really?
So, yeah, so...
I feel like I'm aggravating it and it's just going to
No,
pick
he can
me.
be bothered. He can be bothered. He's preening his feathers. So he's not camera shy at all.
So how would you know if it's aggravated or agitated by something?
Or he starts making sounds, squawking sort of sounds, and it will look very agitated. But these animal ambassadors that we use for education are conditioned for this paper. So he is so comfortable right now.
How many of these Scarlet Ibis do you have at the zoo?
We have about a dozen or so, but this is the only one that's used for education, and you can actually come face to face. Well, it's the first project of its kind at the zoo and known in our country to have a Scarlet Ibis like this, where kids could come up close and learn about it. Because you don't see a Scarlet Ibis close, right? You go to the swamp, and you have to stay at a distance, and you see them flying from afar. But this is the only bird of its kind known in our country where you can come face to face, see what it is. A lot of people at the zoo say, oh, wow, I didn't know it was this big.
It is
or
big.
Its beak is so long. And did you know that young Scarlet Ibis are dark in color? They have dark grayish feathers. And as they get older and they eat those crustaceans, the crabs and the shrimp and so on, from the swamp, the little snails, they get a carotenoid pigment in their diet, and it turns their feathers red. So when we started looking after this bird, it was dark in color. He's almost all red, as you can see. So he's a young adult, so his feathers are it's coming in.
I did not know that about the color.
Yeah.
I actually thought that it was always red.
No, it's
'Cause we
actually
always see them red.
dark in color.
That is
as
interesting.
hatchlings, yeah.
That is interesting. Do we have any idea in terms of the population of Scarlet Ibis in Trinidad and Tobago?
They're over, I mean, currently Swamp is just one location. And I'm just calling off the top of my head, but say over 15 to 20,000 birds in just that one swamp.
Really?
Yes.
Have you ever been pecked by it?
Not really. It's not aggressive to us, but as you see, he touches me with his beak sometimes. He's not meant to peck, but he's just investigating. Look how comfortable he is. He's preening his feathers.
Showing off for the camera.
He's all camera ready this morning, doing really well. So we nicknamed him Birdie, for those of you who are wondering. I know it's such a unique name, right?
Yeah.
Not. So when we started taking care of him as a very young bird, we were thinking, what to name this unique animal ambassador, Scarlet Ibis? So we're trying to think of a name. But every morning we would say, good morning, Birdie. Good morning, how are you? Before he actually got named. And he started responding to the name. So we kind of left it there instead of confusing him with a new name.
So when you say responding, what sort of response?
So when we said Birdie, he would look at us and he would make vocalizations. So he would recognize us. Yes, so we decided just let's stick with Birdie since he responded to that name. And kids know him as Birdie now.
So I have one very important question to ask.
Yes.
Can we touch the bird?
No.
I've never touched a Scarlet Ibis before.
I can let you. He is now being conditioned to be touched by our zoo guests. So if you take one finger and gently come up to his tail, we'll see how it goes, and you can go ahead.
Well,
try.
let's
Why
try
not?
Because I've never.
Go ahead.
And
Wow.
that is something from my bucket list there.
Very
I've touched a Scarlet Ibis.
That
That's
is
it.
very rare to be able to do that if you want to try as well. Because we are now working with this bird to be handled like that. And he's doing really well. As you can see, he was quite comfortable. So if you want to try, you can go ahead. You can just touch his tail. It's not as scary as you think.
Okay. No, he's looking at me now.
So this is our national bird. And you can see there are black wingtips to the bird.
Right.
A lot of people just think it's all black. But if you look there, when it opens its wings, they got black colors at the end of those feathers.
Charlene, one fun fact about the Scarlet Ibis, if you have to share it, what would it be?
Well, I'm constantly reading about animals.
Right.
And actually, recently I came across that in their mating ritual, the males and females actually intertwine their necks in a courtship, which I think is so romantic. So that's interesting.
Oh, anything else that they do?
They lay 2 bluish colored eggs.
2?
Really?
Yes. And it takes about 23 days for the eggs to hatch, and both male and female birds in the wild looks after the eggs in the nest.
Charlene, it was an absolute pleasure having you and Birdie on this morning.
Thanks.
Hopefully you all come again.
Thanks for having us.
It is a
Thank
pleasure,
Birdie.
and you know we
Enjoyed
continue Zoo Week, and you know when Birdie gets a little older, you can bring him. Thank you very much, Gary. Fantastic, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it is. I got to touch a Scarlet Ibis for the first time in my
There you
life.
go.
So you know, my day has been
Congratulations
made.
to you as well,
My
Gary.
day has been made. I'm good.
We take a break and come back. Stay with us.